Welcome to Learn News. Subscribe to my channel for exciting tutorials.
Hi all, welcome once again to Learn News. I have come back with another exciting tutorial on Docker Compose today, and we are going to follow the steps as per the documentation of docs.docker.com, and we'll simply provide you with the overview, and I will go through this installation step, like installation of the Docker Compose, and along with that we'll show you with a basic demonstration of how Docker Compose work actually. So first thing that you need to get hold of is a virtual machine or local or whatever you are working on, and install Docker over there. So the current Docker version that I have over here is Docker 1.13.1. okay, and other than that what we have to do is install Docker Compose to use up Docker Compose. So it's a tool for managing multi-containers, managing and running multi-container Docker applications. If there are a particular setup, say for example there is a backend, there is a database, and there is a front end, and three come as a package, then you can definitely go for Docker Compose and deploy them accordingly in the environment. So it's a tool for defining and running multi-container Docker applications. With Compose, we simply use a YML file to configure our applications services and details over there. And a typical Docker Compose YML file somehow looks like this. Here it's a simple file where you will find that we are mentioning on the first line the version and the services details we will provide. The first service, you will find it over here, is the web, and it is what the command that we are using is a simple build dot command. We are building the image of that, and the port mapping is 5000 to 5000. Along with that we are using a volume, okay, and we are linking this particular service to another service which is Redis, and for the Redis service the image that we are using is Redis image, and we have a volume over here. The volume is mentioned over here, okay. And so next we come on to it has commands for managing the whole life cycle of your applications. So start and stop and rebuild services, view the status of the running services, stream the log output of the running services, and run a one-off command. So with a single command that we have to use, you can host multiple containers. It's definitely not like at the scale of Kubernetes, but definitely it's a self-sustaining one so that your entire application can be up properly. So I will come on to the installation page for install Compose and will follow the steps. So there are prerequisites that Docker engine has to be already installed in your machine. So I am going to install in the CentOS machine this Docker Compose over here, and let us follow the steps whatever that has been mentioned over here. Sudo curl -l followed by the link of the URL for Docker Compose, and we are storing it in the user local bin Docker Compose file. We'll do that, and it didn't took much time, okay. And after that we will be providing the Docker Compose file is already present over here. If I go to this location, here you will find Docker Compose file, and what we have to do is we simply need to chmod +x Docker Compose. We are making it executable, and so here example. For example, if the command Docker Compose fails after installation, there are also this various things like sudo ln. We are creating a soft symbolic link to user bin at our particular local, for example user/bin Docker Compose. Now we have to check the version of the Docker Compose that we have over here, which is Docker Compose not found. So this is the thing that we have to do mainly. We have created a Docker Compose soft link, and we'll try to run the Docker Compose version. and Docker Compose version, you can see that 1.2.27.4. Okay, so let us clear the screen, and next we will go to install builds, and for uninstallation you can also try it out, these various steps over here. And I would be going to the getting started part. Here I will be going to this, say for example, OPT folder, and here I will be following the steps. The first thing is like make a folder mkdir and compose test, for example, compose test, and we'll go to compose test folder. After that we will create a file app.python, and we'll copy it. It's basically using the Flask framework, where whenever we will be hitting the URL, it will increase the number of count. Hello world, I have seen you this multiple times, as you can see on the last line. It will return this particular method, and this is the route. Okay, and this is the method which is getting invoked over here. It will try to increase, and if the retry count is 0, will raise an exception. It's a very basic code in Python. So we will create this file over here, app.py, and we'll paste it. After pasting it, we have to write a file vi requirements.txt, and vi requirement.text we need to add this two names. First is Flask, and the second one is Redis. I'll tell you what we are doing over here. We have saved it. Okay, create another file. It's basically we are mentioning the dependencies of the entire application, and that is dependency of the framework for Flask, and as well as dependency for Redis. Now what we are going to do in this step, we'll write a Docker file for our Docker image, and we will be installing. So you can see that we are taking a Python Alpine image, and we are creating a work directory this, and we are declaring certain environment variables and environment Flask run host which are necessary. Okay, and then we are adding we are updating the APK, that means the applications. It's like yum or apt-get, the same thing, it's for the Alpine. And we are copying this requirements to this folder requirements, and we are running an installation, and we are exposing it simply, and cmd flask run. This is the Docker file we are going to create it. So I'm going to copy it simply, and we'll check it over here, vi Docker file. Let's paste it over here. Okay, it's done. Now this tells you Docker, this is the entire the steps that are being followed in the Docker file. It's being mentioned over here. Next we will go on to a Docker Compose file. Here we are declaring two services, web service and the Redis service. Web service is the Docker image that we are going to build up. We have declared Docker, and this is the build we are using dot. Okay, and this is the Redis image that we are going to take up. So I simply copy it up and open a Docker Compose file, docker-compose.yml. Let me check it, YML or YML, that doesn't matter much. Still, to keep the parity, I'm keeping it. Okay, and I have saved it. So you will find two more files that are added, which is Docker file and Docker Compose file for our application app.py. So what we shall do is simply we have to execute the command docker up. Okay, so let us try to do it. This building and everything is happening over here on the screen, as you can see. Pip installation, everything got installed, Flask and Redis dependencies, everything, and our application is running on port this HTTP 5000. Okay, so what we have to do is we enter the localhost in a browser and hit it. But in case we are not using this localhost, this stuff, localhost 5000, so what we have to do is I will open the Google Home Cloud, the GCP platform, and I will go to the compute engine, and in the compute engine I will try to hit it with, I'll take this external IP and port as 5000 and hit it. Externally maybe it won't be available, so what we shall do is simply close this and we will move this one as Docker compose up -d. -d means in detached mode. So we'll simply use this wget http. Let us do the curl command. Curl localhost 5000. As you can see on the screen that hello world I have seen one time. The application is up. Now again I will try to hit it. Hello world I have seen 2 times. Let's another time. Let's see. Hello world I have seen 3 times. So as you can see, the number of times we are hitting it, the same things is getting counted. So in this way our application is up at port 5000, and some firewall rules have to be changed, which I do not prefer to do it right now due to some other issues. And this is the comprehensive way we can show it, like how Docker Compose works. And in this way we'll conclude the session over here. So hope you are liking Learn News. Stay tuned to my channel and subscribe to get back with interesting tutorials. Thank you so much. Thank you.